Hello, it's Tom Huntington, and today we're here to talk about how to handle fiscal calendars and holidays. Not every business is run just by standard calendar. So you might have special end of month cutoffs. You might have holidays where you don't want to run night processing. It just really depends. So in Robot Schedule, we have a feature called Scheduling Object, and these objects are what we consider to be reusable. Well, one of the features we have is called calendar objects, and you just click on it. And if I want, I can come in here and click on new calendar. I'm going to create a new calendar for fiscal 23. And on this calendar, I have my days that I consider to be normal working days, Monday through Friday, and I maybe do processing on Saturday and Sunday, but well, for traditional sakes, we'll set it up that way. Then it defaults to showing me holidays. Maybe I'm off on January 1st. Actually, I want to clear all my dates here. So I'm going to do that and move ahead to the right year. We copied an older calendar. So let's say we're off on January 2nd of 2023, or Martin Luther King's, and then President's Day off in February, and then Good Friday, and I'm kind of guessing on some of these dates. Let's say, again, we're in the US market, so we're going to take off Memorial Day. And then July 4th, and my company likes to also give us 2 days off for July 4th, so we'll do that. And then Labor Day. And then we get all the way to Thanksgiving. And of course, we have the Christmas holiday where we get the day before and day after. And then we'll also take off the day before New Year's, which happens to fall on Sunday. So these are all what I would consider non-working days. Okay, these are our holidays. Now, we want to make this a fiscal calendar, and we want to make it start year-end prior date will be December 31st of 2022. Now, let's say our business closes on the last Friday of every month. So we just go through here, click on the last Friday of every month. Okay, now here's a question because this is going to be Thanksgiving. So technically, our last Friday of November could be the 17th, but our accounting group decided to make it the Friday after Thanksgiving. So we'll just go that route. So now I've created a new calendar, fiscal 2023. Now, when we right click on it, there's some things we can do. We can copy, delete. We can look and see where is it used, and we can do switched. Okay. So I'm going to go back to the previous year, and I'm going to see where used. And we can see we have a few jobs that are using it. Now I'm going to switch those jobs automatically to the fiscal 2023 because I want them to run under this year's calendar. And it says, do you want to change all these jobs? And I do. Okay, so all those jobs have been changed. And again, if we go down here, we can see where used. You should also know that there are commands that can be used for switching calendars and date objects, and I'm just going to bring those up generically here. And we'll see we have switch calendar, switch date object. There's also a switch agent for switching agents, but switch calendar, if we do that, I could type in my fiscal calendar 2022, fiscal calendar 23, the one we just created, and if I hit enter, it will run through all the jobs and switch them for me in batch. So now that we have our fiscal calendar, we can go in and look at it. And if you remember, one of our jobs was THCMI group. So this is a group job. And if I look at the properties of this job, by drilling in here, I could have double clicked, or as I did here, I did the drop down window against this job. On the job, we go to the scheduling tab. And under the scheduling tab, we'll see a schedule for this job, and there happens to not be one. And if we go all the way over to the control menu, this is where we see the calendar. And so we're using fiscal calendar 23. I can prompt calendar, and I can choose a different one if I want, but I want to stay with fiscal calendar 23. That's what we want. So now that we have that established, we can come back to scheduling, and I could say I want to run this job on days of the month, run on certain days of the month. So we could say day number 1, day number 15, day number 23, and day number 28. Okay, and we can do that based on a fiscal calendar, and I could say run this at say 2100, 9 o'clock at night. And now this job, when it runs, it's going to run on the first day of the month, the 15th day of the month, the 23rd, 28th, based on the fiscal calendar. We have the ability to use fiscal calendars with increment day and day number. And then another thing we have, exception scheduling also deals with holidays. So here, what do we want to do? Run on a non-working day, which in essence is a holiday, yes or no. And we could say run before, or run after rather, or run before the holidays. So I'm going to do run before the holidays. So if my monthly cutoff runs and it happens to be a holiday, like we saw with Thanksgiving, this is technically going to close out or run the job on the Wednesday before Thanksgiving. But with Thanksgiving, we don't work on Friday or the Thursday. So this job, if I say run before the holiday, is going to run in November on Wednesday. So I'm going to make that change. All I got to do is say OK. Now my job has been updated for holidays. Now you should know that you can also reference your calendars in reserved command variables, and you can also reference them in Opal. So thank you for joining us today on how to use calendars that are using fiscal dates and holidays. Have a great day.